So challenge 15 is very, very similar to challenge 14 in the way that we're going to use the code. Basically, it's asking the user to name one of the Olympic values, so it needs to be one of these three values, and if they get one of them correct, then they say that's correct, otherwise it says incorrect. So we can basically do this in two ways. We could use the exact same code as before and just change a few values. So we could literally say respect, excellence, friendship, and if you want them to perfectly match, then you'd have to remove this lower function, and then obviously we need these to all say that's correct. So if they input any of their values, it's going to tell them it's correct, and if they type anything other than those three values, it should say incorrect. So the only thing that you would probably change is the name of the variable to something a bit more sensible, and the message. So enter an Olympic value. I'll tell you what I'm going to do, because you don't know what people are going to type in. They might type it uppercase, they might type it with a capital letter at the start, they might type it with capital letter anywhere. So this will convert it to lower and it'll check against these values. So essentially that code is exactly the same as before, and this just shows you that on the exam you can get different algorithms, but they're not massively different. They're just the same kind of structure. So this will definitely work, but I'm going to show you another way. So now if I type in friendship, it says that's correct, and if I type in something else like, I don't know, an Olympic value, intelligence, incorrect. So we know that the program is working, and that is fine. But another way of doing it is a lot less code than this. What you can do, you can keep the input, but we can stick the values into what is called a list. Similar to an array, but in Python it's just a list. So we're going to have a list of the different answers. So we've got excellence, just put it all in lowercase again, respect, and friendship. So we've set up basically one variable, but it's a list. So we've got this data structure that is called a list, called it values, and we've put the different options into there. Then we need a variable name, so we could call it guess, enter another value, and then instead of having all of this code, we can get rid of all the other conditions and just say if guess is in values, print that's correct, otherwise incorrect. And that makes it a lot less code, and also you can use something similar for searching through a list. So if you had a number of different items in a list, this is how you can do it nice and easily. So if I save this and test it, just make sure that it definitely works. So let's try friendship, that's correct. Let's just try something that isn't in the list. Clever. Okay, so that's two different ways of doing challenge 15.